Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. Thank you, honestly, thank you for the support. I think I've got to 50,000 followers on Twitter now, which is amazing, and over 220,000 subscribers on YouTube. Equally amazing. Thank you for your support, honestly, thank you. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin is still in a technical target, okay? It is in a technical target. The pattern that's in play is valid until invalidated away. You remember that, okay? So, you know, and right here, I remember this particular large head and shoulders here. We rolled down and people were in disbelief when I was saying you were coming down here, but then it did eventually come down here, okay? And you can see that pretty much what Bitcoin's doing here is mirroring it, obviously, but it's sort of more condensed. So do anticipate that you are still in a technical target to 37, round about here. Look, this is a sort of technical target just there of this head and shoulders pattern that you're in. 37k, okay? Just put some cheeky bits on that if you were to see more of a roll. Now you are rallying into a level of resistance just here, this neckline. Now if you can see Bitcoin come up and break this neckline up, this key level of resistance right here, if you can see it start to come up and get back above the EMAs on the daily, start to hold and back test the support, then this will invalidate this particular scenario right here for Bitcoin, okay? But there is something that's kind of playing out that's played out before, and I'll show you really quickly, okay? You know, look, we anticipated all of this because of this, okay? So you're fully aware in the channel, you've been following for a while. We've came up, but in the correction from this high, look, we had this correction here. We came down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had the bottom just there. That was 5 waves, okay? So within that, you got an A, B, C correction there. Do you see that? So you made an A, B, C correction, boom, job done. 5 waves as well, because that's what happens. You have 5 waves to the upside, 5 waves to the downside. Everything moves in 5 waves. I don't know why. You'll always see it. You zoom in on any time frame, you see it moves in 5 waves, okay? So essentially, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolled over. Do you see that? So you can see the big waves. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roll, and right now we're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside as well. I don't think it's quite over yet. I think that potentially if we don't come down to this particular level of support right here, we might just put in a double bottom, come back up and break this level of resistance. It's all about breaking this resistance at the moment for Bitcoin. If you do start to see it come back up and break this level of resistance, fantastic, hold a support, invalidate this structure here, invalidate the head and shoulders, because you will be looking at a new impulsive wave to 62k, I think it is. But right now, look, you've come down wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, you're having a wave 4, potentially to this level of resistance. And right now, where is this lower wave? Is it going to come down to a technical target here, or are you just going to create a double bottom? This is the question I'm asking myself, okay? Obviously, it would make sense to come down to the technical target, wouldn't it? You know, and get it over and done with. At that point, if we are going through something that's very similar to this particular scenario, this Wyckoff distribution, okay? If we're going through something very similar to it, which we are, so far everything's playing out. If we're putting this wave 4 high, this is where we are now. We're rallying before we roll over again and we create a lower low. Do you see that? It's a lower low just there. Do you see that? And that actual lower low came down to this swing low, okay? Which is why I've always said to you, look, we're potentially coming down to this swing low, but in the process we've sort of come up, making this 4 high right now, rolling over and putting in a lower low, which is the technical target of this head and shoulders, which is equally this swing low right down here. Do you see that? So at that point, I do think that if we can get that done and dusted for Bitcoin, okay, you know, I can't see into the future, but it's kind of playing out, isn't it? If you do get a rejection off this particular neckline, that could offer a beautiful little short up, okay? From there, obviously, set stop losses, you could be looking at a little short up of around about 18% down to this particular 37k target right there. And I do think, like we did before, once we get down there, I think that your bulls are going to step in basically, okay? Because look, we've got no volume at the minute. There's no volume. Just here, when we came down, we had that double bottom, we've got beautiful volume. So this is what I want to see. I want to see this volume on this break, and we're not necessarily getting it at the moment. So do anticipate this is some kind of fake out, relief rally, run into a level of resistance, roll over, create the lower low. At that point, come back up like you did here, break out, okay, break a level of resistance, which was a double bottom. Look, boom, boom, boom. Do you see that? Potentially do something again like this. Look, come down, start to come back up. You break this neckline, boom. Fantastic. Bitcoin's away, isn't it? Because remember, the greater you retrace, the greater the impulsive pace. And I do think that that would be the absolute last shakeout in this bull market for Bitcoin, okay? But it has to hold it as support. If it starts to go any lower than that, for me, that's quite negative, because you would be doing something in this retracement that you didn't do in this, okay? You wouldn't be bouncing off basically a double bottom. So just because it's happened before, please remember this, just because this particular scenario has happened before does not necessarily mean it has to happen again, okay? It's just something that I'm targeting and keeping my eye on for you, okay? To invalidate all this, all we got to do is come up now, break this, break this high here, break that high there, boom, you're gone, aren't you? Because like I said to you, I'm going to show you the next impulsive wave targets off this low right now for Bitcoin. So say for example Bitcoin has bottomed out here, okay, just do off this wick. If it has bottomed out and it's starting to form a new impulsive wave right now, you are looking at a impulsive wave to 63k, which is just below the previous all-time high there. It's up there, isn't it? But the greater you retrace here, say we do come down to this 37k right there, okay? If we do come down and we get a lovely little bounce off it, which is this swing low, which is what would happen down here, starts to roll over, create a beautiful double bottom, come up, break this beautiful double bottom, basically, you know, high lows, we start to do that, then you're looking at this for Bitcoin. You're looking at a $65,850 price tag just there for Bitcoin, which would be amazing, wouldn't it? That breaks the high, and that really does get the party started here for Bitcoin. And you're essentially sort of mirroring this impulsive wave that you did here. Do you understand that? So that's Bitcoin. You know, potentially we could just go for another Wyckoff distribution again. It's all manipulation, isn't it? You know, bounce down there and do something like that. Let's have a look. Say we do bounce off this low just here. Wherever it is, and boom, look at that, rinse repeat, isn't it? You know, I'm not saying it will do that wherever it is down there, sorry. So you do roll over, you know, you put in this wave 4 high, reject off this neckline of his head and shoulders, you know, roll over, put in this low down here, look at the same waveform that you would go through, you know, that sort of takes you up and breaks out this double bottom that you'd be creating as well. And with that, you're going to have a beautiful little long up, because I do think from that point right there, if you was to go on, you're looking at a 77% long up, and obviously with that you're sort of breaking kilo resistance, and you're turning mega bullish, and you're starting to form this massive third wave here, taking you up to 107k, which is a technical target that I've got for Bitcoin. Okay, so that's basically Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Bye bye.